If I had to go back in time and my gym was stuck at 5K a month, here's the exact strategy I would use to break through and hit 10, 15, and 20K months. I'm Lewis, I own 2 gyms and I don't work in the business at all. I live remotely and these gyms grow without me there. I've managed to do this in just 4 years and now I'm helping other gym owners do the exact same. In the last 6 months alone, we've helped over 35 gym owners go from 5K to 10K, 15K, 20K months. And how we've done that, I'm going to explain in this video. Let me guess. You're running around the gym, you're racking weights, you're cleaning the toilets, you're doing the coaching, you've got admin work to do, you're probably pretty stuck in the business. Nothing you do seems to work. You can't get past 5K months. Well, I'm willing to bet that you're probably relying on word of mouth. You're probably relying on free trials and you're very much stuck in the day-to-day operations. You're doing all the coaching yourself and you might even be doing the cleaning. If you're doing just one of these things, this is a reason for why you're stuck at 5K. Now don't worry, if you're doing all of these things, I've also been there. There's a way out of this and we can get you to a point of freedom. The first thing we need to change if you want to break free from 5K months and start hitting 10, 15, 20 plus K months is your mindset. It's your mindset towards how you operate as an owner and as a CEO of your business. The very first thing we need to look at is setting goals. If you don't know where you want to get to and you've not got an aim of a certain number, well then how are we meant to put a strategy in place to get there? You're just aimlessly going through the motions and not actually achieving an end result. So we need to start with, what does your life look like in 6 months or 12 months? What's your ideal day-to-day and how much money are you earning? Because off that, we can then work backwards to how many members you need. So for example, let's say I'm working 40 hours a week and I'm paying myself £3,000 a month. You're probably not even paying yourself that because you're only making 5K. But let's say you are. Let's say you want to make 6K a month and you want to work 20 hours. So we want to make an extra £3,000 per month, plus we want to have a coach that we're going to pay 3K. So we need to get an extra 6K in the business. So if we need 6K and we're selling memberships at £150 per membership, we need 40 members to now pay ourselves what we want and hire that coach to buy back our time. Using this, we can set out a plan backwards to then work out, okay, what is the strategy we need to get the 40 members, but not only get them, to make sure that they stick around and also have the right team and systems in place to service those members. The problem when you're at 5K is that you don't really have an idea of which direction to take the business and where to spend your time. I'm willing to bet that you've probably got no to little lead flow, meaning you've not got a lot of members inquiring and wanting to start your gym. So if we can improve this and get more people involved in wanting to start with you and more traffic and more eyeballs to you and your business, well, that is going to result in more sales. And this is step 1 to get into that 40 additional members and breaking through the 5K ceiling. So think of it as a funnel, and at the top here is leads. Not all of these leads are going to turn into sales, but this is going to be the top of the funnel in terms of people who know you, like you, have heard about you and potentially want to start your service, whereas the bottom is a member and a sale. They've signed up to your gym. So how do we get more sales? Well, we of course need to get more leads. We need to get more people in this bucket and in this funnel. That's step 1. The next thing from taking these leads into members is actually having a sales system. If on your website you have a link to your prices, that is a waste of time. Yes, you might get some sales from it, but it's not optimal. And I have done that myself and it has not worked. The reason being, when you send someone a link or you just have the prices on the website, there's no service, there's no understanding their goals and what they want. You're literally just being pretty lazy and saying, here's the link, sign up. Well, what if their goal is to lose weight in the next 6 weeks or feel better for their wedding? How are you going to know that? And where in this point do they feel seen and heard as a member? So having a sales system which understands your member to get them started is super important to signing more people up and getting more people involved with your gym. Once we've got this dialed in, we also need an onboarding system. We need a way to keep the members long term, because there's no point in one 6K month, but what about in 3 months' time? How do we pay the additional coach we've hired? How do you keep paying yourself more? It's keeping the members happy and having higher monthly recurring revenue through a proper onboarding system, meaning that when I start your gym, I get integrated into the community and I become a die-hard fan of you and your business. Without this, we will never break free. Once we've got these 3 things going, we then look at the systems. We look at how we put in these processes in place so that you're not doing all of the day-to-day and you've actually got a team or some of the people freeing up your time, so then you're hitting that goal of maybe working 20 hours a week as opposed to 40. The way I like to sum this up is the revenue freedom graph. This is probably you. You're at 5K months and you've not got much freedom. What I mean by freedom is you're stuck in the business. Let's say you're working 40 hours. It might be more. I mean, I've been there and I was doing way more hours than that and making not a lot of money. You're barely paying rent. You're struggling to pay coaches. You've not really got a business. You've got a job. Now, to get to this next point here, which is, yes, more revenue. So let's say potentially 10K, might be more. But you're stuck still in the business. You're still working a lot of hours. There's no way for you to go on holiday for 3 weeks and things not break, or not have a coach turn up and it be a massive issue. The way we get to point 2 and the way we get more revenue in the business is, of course, like we said, increasing the lead flow and having a better sales system. And through these 2 things, we can absolutely get to a point of more revenue, but it doesn't necessarily mean more freedom. The way we get to more freedom and more revenue is not only having the lead flow and sales system in place, but having systems in place so that a team will do this for you rather than you being the bottleneck of your business and stuck in the day-to-day. When you get to here, this is where I've got to. I've been able to move to Dubai. My gyms are able to grow without me there. And this is all with me working 1 hour a week when I have my team meeting with the rest of the coaches. This is really possible, and it doesn't come from working any more hours. It comes from having a system in place which increases your lead flow, increases the number of sales you get, has a clear onboarding and customer journey, then put systems in place for you to delegate and step away and let the business grow without you there. If you want me to do a full audit of your business for free, click the link in the description and I'll run through your exact bottleneck so you can put a system in place to break through the 5K a month barrier.